Hi, nice to meet you. こんにちは。よろしくお願いいたします。Ambassador Korsunsky, thank you for being with us today. And I would like to I would like to ask you a couple of questions about the situation in Ukraine right now. So starting off, what is the situation in Ukraine right now? How do you evaluate the situation?
It's already 2 weeks after the war began. We are still fighting. We're not just still fighting, we are fighting hard. There are no advances of Russian army. We are successfully destroying their military equipment. Some small cities on south part of Ukraine and on an Azov Sea shore, they are temporarily occupied by Russia. The most terrible development which happened actually yesterday, that's deliberate bombardment of children's hospital and maternity ward in city of Mariupol. This is absolutely despicable crime because they of course know everything.
In the beginning, Russia was saying they're not going to attack on people, citizens, but now they're attacking people like kids, hospitals. That is absolutely unbelievable. What do you feel about that?
But that's exactly why we appeal to the international community and to International Criminal Court in Hague. You're absolutely right. At the beginning, and the initial plan of Putin was to destroy military infrastructure. Probably, we don't know of course, but probably there are rumors from Russian circles that he was told by his entourage that probably Ukrainians will be very happy to see Russian military coming, and they will support that and greet Russians as liberators, and they will be willing to change the government, the president, and then everyone will be living forever happy after. Nothing happened, even similar, because he was. This is absolute nonsense to expect from Ukrainians. We would like to live in our own country with our own government, which we choose, and no one would impose the will to say nothing about Russia. That it didn't happen as they planned. They began another part of pre-planned operation, that's to seed fear and house. They began to attack infrastructure in cities, electricity, water, and heat, because it's still winter. It's here, it's already spring. In Kyiv we have minus 80 degrees. So if you don't have heat, you simply, you can't live. So that was another, but it failed. Because to destroy infrastructure, you send terrorist groups, like small units which can organize those destruction of this infrastructure. Suddenly it turned out our territorial defense was effective enough to kill all those groups, to remove them, so to chase them out of the cities. So infrastructure, except several small cities which are now under heavy attack. Then they understood it didn't work, and they began to fire indiscriminately on residential areas. Simply you have residential area, high-rise buildings like 25 store and etc. So they began to shell with missiles, and that was the beginning of what we see now. So it was developing, and finally it's turned out that they now bomb and shell with missiles hospitals, kindergarten, schools. They don't care anymore.
This might make you repeat some of the answers, but do you feel like President Putin has miscalculated in any way during this war?
1000% he miscalculated. Whether it was him or his people around, we don't know, but definitely that is kind of the most, astonishing miscalculations of Ukrainian army. By the way, not by him. We have to recognize that before war, we remember there were like Western estimates that Kiev can be taken in 48 hours or 72 hours. Now it's 2 weeks, and Kiev is working and operational, and you can go to buy food into the shop, and you can go to pharmacy to buy. Of course, the supply is not as the same as usual, but city is living. So we are much better doing than everyone was expecting.
So for some countries, for example, Japan, we can offer something that will protect you, or like money, the daily stuff for the people in Ukraine, but it's hard for Japanese government to offer like weapons. So do you feel any conflict between responsibility for Japan and duty to Ukraine?
No. We fully respect the law of Japan, and we fully respect the position of the government, and we are not in a position to request something which is against the law. So we have full compliance with all the regulations, and I said we see the maximum possible positive attitude to our request from the government.
So do you have like personal contact with President Zelensky?
No, with him no, because I'll tell you, there is intelligence that communication with the first person is very much limited because of possible assassinations. So there are special things imposed not to compromise that. But definitely we have all the communication needed with other authorities, and of course I can't tell you how, but we fully understand what's going on, and they in Kyiv, they know what is happening here, and what is here we try to inform as wide as possible what is happening in Kyiv. But he is very much on the like 24 hours busy working hard to communicate, and he spoke to the British Parliament and to endlessly with our neighbors, etc., etc.
You said he's staying at the presidential office, and he's been posting videos from the office, right? Isn't that a dangerous thing to do? I mean,
It's dangerous.
yeah, like Russians know that he's there.
Yeah. That's why, as I said, there are special measures to protect him. He doesn't want to leave. He said, I mean, people must know that I'm here. They must see me, I'm here, because there are rumors that he left. And there are rumors that he's safe, but while, you can't move. Kyiv is a big city. It's maybe 3, maybe 4 million people. It's a huge suburbs, it's huge territory, so you can't move all those people out of city. It's not possible, simply impossible. So people stay at home, and they must know that President he's here, he's with them. Otherwise, it's not about leadership.